Okay, there we go. All right, welcome everybody to our webinar on Essential Oils 101, talking about the benefits and uses. So today the topics that we're going to cover are introduction to essential oils, introduction to young living, the benefits and uses of essential oils. Then we're going to talk about a very special product called Ningxia Red. Then we will share a couple of testimonies and share with you about how you can get on board. Okay. So what are essential oils? Essential oils are generally concentrated oils that are made from a variety of plant and tree parts like the leaves, the roots, the flowers, the seeds, the bark, or even like the resin. Resins like frankincense, myrrh, fruits like lemon, oranges, flowers like chamomile. So the way that we extract essential oils from these plant parts is usually by steam distillation. But some citrus fruits, citrus oils, we can actually cold press it. Now, the way that these oils are being extracted is very important because if you want to get the pure, true essential oils, it's important to just use steam distillation and at certain temperature, certain uh, pressure, you actually get better distillation, better extraction. But sometimes companies, when they try to extract more out of it, they may use chemical extraction. And if they use chemical extraction, usually the chemicals and solvents will tend to get into the essential oils. And those that are extracted via chemical processes are not really considered to be true essential oils. Because if you are going to be using the oils, especially if you're going to be inhaling the oils, you'll be inhaling the chemicals and the solvents. Or if you apply them, you'll be applying the chemicals and onto your skin, and you might be actually sensitive to some of the solvent chemicals that are found in those oils. So purity is important. Now, the essential oils are volatile oils. They are different from what we call carrier oils, like maybe your sunflower seed oil, your almond oil, apricot kernel oils. Those are different kinds of oils. Those are thick, heavy carrier oils, or even like olive oils. We cook with them, we moisturize with them. But essential oils are they are volatile, they evaporate very quickly, and they are small amounts. So what about these essential oils? It's the reason why essential oils are so much more expensive than, say, for example, your olive oil, is that you are actually distilling and trying to capture the life essence of the plant. Like, for example, uh, flowers. The amount of chamomile flowers you need in order to distill just even a small, tiny little bottle of chamomile oil is huge. It's a lot compared to, say, for example, if you're squeezing, olive oil from the olives. So what's so special about these essential oils is that the what you're distilling out from plants are actually the life essence. The the thing about these essential oils are they actually protect and they maintain the life of the plant. So that's what you are actually distilling out them, and that's why you get all the properties, whether they're healing properties, all kinds of therapeutic properties, which I'll go through shortly. And why do we use these essential oils? Simply because of these therapeutic properties that these plants have. They are generally, most essential oils are antiseptic, antibacterial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory. There are also some oils that are digestive, like ginger, like fennel. So because of all these properties of these plants, they bring a lot of benefit to us, and they are all concentrated. So a little bit goes a long way. So one rule that we always exercise when we're using essential oils is just use a little bit first. Start with a little bit. Why we use essential oils is also because we want to reduce the reliance on drugs and medication. Now we're often talking about how when we go and see the doctors, the GP, for almost any kind of problems or illnesses, it's usually painkillers, Panadol, and then antibiotics. But we know that antibiotics, it's only good for bacterial infection. It is totally useless when it comes to viral infection. Actually, a couple of weeks ago, I was down with strep throat. So it's so bad that it affected my middle ear as well. So the infection actually went from the back of my throat all the way down to my ears. So although the doctor had to put me on antibiotics because of that, the thing is, she also believes in complementary medicine, because she says the antibiotics that I give to you can only do this much. You need to do a lot more stuff if you want to get to recover faster, and which is what I did. All my oils, and there are certain oils that I use, which I'll show you later, and I'll just apply directly on my lymph nodes, which is all swollen. So these oils actually help us to recover faster. And if sometimes I do get a sore throat, these oils actually prevent me from even falling sick. So reliance on medication like antibiotics will actually mess with our gut health, and it will take a long time for us to recover back our health once we recover using medication. So essential oils can help us to prevent us from falling sick in the first place. It also strengthens our immune system. Why does it do that? It's because these are natural properties, natural complementary herbs, where they actually work with our body. Like, for example, later I'll show you about frankincense. Frankincense actually works with your body to stimulate your own immune system to be strengthened. There are a lot of oils that actually help us to do that. It's also to help us with less exposure to chemicals. As we know, a lot of people are trying to go organic. They're trying to cut out lots of chemicals in their daily life, simply because chemicals, when we breathe in and when it gets absorbed into our skin, it messes up with our hormones, it messes up with our immune system as well. So we have what we call a ditch and switch program, where we try to replace a product that we use in daily life. It could be anything from our laundry soap to dish soap to our shower gels to our shampoos, and to cut out the chemical products and switch it to a more natural product. So essential oils help to give its therapeutic properties in helping us with our daily item. For example, later I'll show you about the lemon oil, how it really helps me with cleaning. Okay, yeah, I know, cleaning too. So less exposure to that kind of strong chemicals. Moving on, we also like to use essential oils because of the multiple benefits of each oil. Oils are different from chemicals or therapeutic drugs, where they have a specific purpose. They only just do one thing, and then of course they've got some other side effects. But for essential oils, each oil is multi-purpose. It can do a lot of things, and therefore it is a very wholesome oil by itself. It's made by nature. Essential oils can also be used for the whole family, from your baby all the way up to elderly parents, and it has got multiple uses for every single person. And also it supports many different body systems, like our hormonal systems, our emotional systems, our skincare, our immune system. So it is no longer constrained to what we call just aromatherapy, A lot of people understand essential oils as what you use when you go to a spa and to smell nice, make the home smell nice. Yes, it does that, but it does a way more than that. So, and I used to be one of those who think that, oh, it's just the only one I'm familiar with, like lavender, tea tree, and I think that's about it. That's all I know until I was introduced to this whole range of oils from Young Living. So how do we use essential oils? Of course, the first thing that we do that we're familiar with is by diffusing. You can diffuse, like I'm diffusing that. I can use a diffuser. It's good to use a good diffuser because if I used to put the oils on little tea light candles, and I realized later on that actually under the kind of heat, I actually destroy some of the properties of the essential oils. So having a good diffuser is important. Aromatherapy as well. This is one of the very good way of using essential oils. Basically, it's breathing in. We call it cupping. So I'm just got some lavender here, and it's just put a tiny drop and just breathing in. That's called cupping. That's how we use that to enjoy the aromatherapy benefits. Of course, we have also topical application. Topical application just means that we apply on our skin. And for certain oils that can be a little strong, it's good to dilute. We need to dilute the oils for oils that can be hot, like peppermint, for example, clove. And there's one tea oil that we have, which I'll introduce to you later. So also there are some oils that are light sensitive, meaning like citrus oils, like grapefruit, bergamot, lemon, orange. Now, when we apply such citrus oils, they are light sensitive, meaning that if you apply them on your skin and you go out into the sun, it might amplify that and that your skin might turn a little darker. So yeah, that's the only thing to watch out for. Next, ingesting. Now, ingesting basically just means consuming the oils. You'll probably read in some websites that, it's not good to really be ingesting the oils and all that. Sometimes it's better to tell people not to do something in case they, there's a certain danger of that. But the danger that they're talking about actually is if you do not know the purity of your oils, it's better that you don't ingest it. So where you get your oils from is very important. So to ensure that there are no solvents. So quality is important, but quality to me is not just important for me whether I ingest it, but even applying as well, because if I'm applying oils or I'm breathing in oils, I also don't want to have solvents in my oils. So ensuring the quality is something we need to look into. Okay, so now we'll go on to introduction on Young Living. So who and what is Young Living? Young Living is a company that was founded by Gary Young in 1994. And he, in a nutshell, he's someone who has got lots of passion, and if you have time, you can go and read about his life story as well. They have been a world leader with 32 international markets and currently 26 offices worldwide. And they have 20 corporate and partner farms. I'll talk a little bit more about this later. They have what we call a seed to seal promise. What is that seed to seal promise? Now, it starts with the seed. They grow their own farms most of the time. They have mostly their own farms. In fact, they're the only ones who try to have their own farms, and they have partner farms, people that they work with. So when people talk about organic, they talk about, not spraying the pesticides on the plants. Now, because Gary is so passionate about purity that he starts from the seed. He makes sure that the seed that he gets before he plants is organic. Plus, he makes sure that the land is free from chemicals and pesticides before he even plants. That's his farm. And then after that, when the plants grow, they take good care of the plants and they don't spray any kind of chemicals. And then what they do is they actually have got, they do testing, lab testing for the oils. They will, when they harvest the plants, now plants, if you harvest at particular times, they have better efficacy than if you were to harvest it later on. So there are many kinds of plants, like for example, black spruce, I have known, they go out in the cold and they harvest it in the middle of the night. Not when it's convenient. They harvest it at the time when the plant is at its prime. And then after that, they test to make sure that the efficacy is at its highest, and then they distill it, and then they start to extract all the essential oils out. So they take a lot of care for that. So they take care of the process from seed all the way down to the seal to make sure they preserve the purity before they give it to the customer. And they are the original essential oil network marketing company. Now, the thing about Young Living is when they started their business, then they could have done it many other ways. At that point in time, essential oils were mainly sold either in health shops, organic shops, or more to through markets and all that, the direct markets. But what Gary and Mary Young did was they actually didn't, instead of wanting to pay for the rental or salespeople, they would rather pay the people who are using and are telling their friends about it. They know the products are very good, but it's a matter of where do they want to put the money. So their philosophy is, because at that point in time, there were a lot of young families, young mothers especially, and a lot of single mothers too. They were struggling to make a living, and they did not have very high education, some of them, and they were like trying to work and study to put themselves through school. So because of this, they start to lift up a lot of people in the United States out of poverty just through this. And because their heart is always to help people, and that's why it worked so well. And they would rather pay the people who really needed it and are using it and are helping others to learn, rather than to pay for rental and pay for salespeople. So that's their philosophy. And because their heart is always to help the poor, the needy, etc., they have a Young Living Foundation, and they have been supporting 170 charities and causes throughout the world. And it's when I read about the passion and the compassion of the founders, Gary and Mary Young, his wife, it was something that really inspired me. So that's about Young Living, and just to let you know about the company background. Now I'm just going to show you a simple comparison chart here. I know it's a little small, but okay, I'm trying to also make it a little bit bigger so you can see. Now, there is a comparison chart of different companies that produce essential oils here. They got Young Living, doTERRA, Plant Therapy, Eden's Garden, etc. And so we have, so if you move down on the column that's on the leftmost, you can see a number of singles, a number of blends, a number of oils that they have, and when they started selling. So Young Living started in 1994, doTERRA in 2008, Plant Therapy in 2012, etc. And what I want you to look at is a source of oils. Under source of oils, you see under Young Living, owner, they own, a partner, or direct. Where else, if you look down the line, down that row, no one else owns their own farm. And so if you look further down, distilling on site is very important if you want the best efficacy of the oils. So you can see that only Young Living distills on site. You move further down, farm ownership. They have farm ownership and co-op farms. If the rest you see, they don't own their farms, although some do have some co-op farms and partner farms. Farms open to public. Young Living is the only one who open their farms to public. And I've known some people who actually visited the farms, and they're so amazed by the farms, because a lot of companies do not allow people to visit the farms because yeah, you don't know what they do at the farms. But because Young Living is so transparent, they allow people even to come to the farm. They will actually take people on a tour to see what they do at their farms. And I've heard one guy who actually had a tour of the farm, and when they saw how they took care of the plants, the place, how they distill, he was so impressed by the entire process and how they have so much vested interest, how much passion they have. He said that if anyone is going to produce the kind of oil, you know, for me with such passion, that's what I want. That's the kind of integrity and attitude they have. So farms, only Young Living has got farms open to public. They've got farm control, seed control. That talks about the seed to seal promise I was talking about just now. And then corn or dome stills. Okay, why is that important? Well, corn distillation is probably the most effective way of distilling. Number of tests, I've highlighted that. So they have a certain series of tests that they go through to make sure that the oils are tested and it's passed. And out of 20 tests, Young Living is the only one that did 20 out of 20. So okay, enough of the fine print. So what I'll do now is show you the oils. Okay. So if you sign up with Young Living, later, Serena is going to tell you about the benefits of signing up with Young Living. But usually, if they sign up through what we call the starter kit, it could be using there are many different starter kits. One of them is actually essential oils. So this box will give you about, I think, 10 oils, 10 to 12 oils. Yeah. So I'm just going to cover a couple of oils that may be found in that box. Sometimes it varies a little bit. So lemon, a lemon oil is one of my favorite oils. I have it all the time. I put it in my water and I drink it because it helps with detox, perks me up, and makes the water smell great. I love to have lemon water. I used to cut lemon slices and put them in. And the lemon juice itself, all right, from the lemon, makes the water sour, acidity. Not that there's any problem with that. It's great, but sometimes it's a little bit too sour for me. But what smells so good about putting lemon into the water is the lemon oil. So that gives the fragrance, and that's the thing that helps with the detox process. Just now I was talking about using lemon oil for cleaning. Well, the thing is, I've discovered my previous oven, yeah, I didn't know about that. I baked a lot, I roast a lot. And after a while, it was really hard to get the grease stains off because it's burned into the glass. It's sort of like, yeah, I kind of burn it into the glass. And I tried everything, chemicals, non-chemicals, baking soda. I didn't want to use chemicals. So eventually what I did, I put like 2 drops of lemon oil and everything came off just like that. I was so amazed. Yeah, so it helps with cleaning as well when I'm really desperate. So that's lemon, and it smells great. Next, lavender. Everyone knows about this one, but lavender does not just calm you down. Yes, it helps with all that. Smells great, but also it's got lots of healing properties. Antiseptic, is antiviral. We can use it for so many uses, and it's also an antihistamine. My cousin, sometimes she would get hives. So what she does is she would take a drip under her tongue, and then after that, the hives will start to subside. So yeah, this is lavender. And then one of my favorite, tea tree. Yeah, so when I was having strep throat, I literally, this is one of the oils other than lavender that we can apply direct. For, you know, the skin is okay. My skin is not too sensitive to this. I will actually apply it on my lymph node and behind my ear for the ear infection. So many kinds of infection, antiviral, antibacterial, and also it's great for pimples. Yeah, so great for skincare and a lot of different infections. I will use it in combination with a lot of other oils. Okay, frankincense, oh, another one of my favorite. Um, absolutely love the smell of it. Yeah, and frankincense helps to boost your immune system. It does so much, and boosting it, not just boosting your immune system, it actually helps with actually my eyesight as well. I would usually put like a tiny little drop here, and then while I'm cupping and breathing in, I will cover my eyes and just open my eyes and just to figures of 8, and the molecules will actually um, somehow stimulate my eyes. Initially, I will start to tear a little bit, but it has actually helped me to improve my eyesight, give me clearer vision, and yeah, it can be used with a lot of other oils in combination. And I'll share one later during the testimony of how it has helped my husband. Okay, thieves. Another very interesting oil from Young Living. Um, I've spoken to many people. They don't know very much about other things, but they've heard about thieves. So interesting name, thieves. Um, Very quickly, a story about how this blend came about was because Gary Young said something about there was this many years ago when England was going through some plagues and all that, and there was this group of robbers, thieves, a group of thieves that actually went from village to village and stole things. And when the the police caught them, they were more interested to find out how in the world did you, you know, go into the village and come out of it and not catch the plague. And they are more interested in how they managed to do that when everyone is afraid of entering the village. So, and they confessed. They use all these spices and herbs that they rub themselves with, and that's the potency of all these spices and herbs, which we don't eat enough of. So, what can we do now? We can apply it. So they've got cloves, they've got cinnamon, they've got so many different types of oils inside here, power packed. And if whenever I feel like I'm gonna get a sore throat or something, drop this one drop in a cup of warm water and I'll start gargling. Yeah, then it will go away. Okay, thieves. Another blend, purification. I use this for my dog to prevent ticks, keep the bugs away and all that. Yeah, it contains citronella and some other stuff, but it does so much more. It purifies the air. Once in a while we get haze, and then so we will actually diffuse this to purify the air, get rid of the smoke and whatever that is in the air. And if ever I fall sick, not often, thank God, but if I do, and like a couple of weeks back, I had strep throat, I would keep diffusing these two oils, thieves and purification. Get rid of all the viruses and the germs that are in the air. And what's a great thing about these two as well is, do you know I can get rid of mold? If you have a place that's you've got mold on the ceiling or walls or some things like that, you can clean it and diffuse it or spray onto it. It helps to get rid of mold too. Okay, RC, another one of my favorite. I would always use RC and cup it. This is RC stands for respiratory congestion, so it helps to clear the airways. So this is good for cupping as well as for any kind of congestion. You can apply it as well. So when I had strep throat, I'm just doing this a whole day, and Yeah, so that it can recover a lot faster. Okay, last but not least, another blend, Digest. Digest is yeah, for the digestive system. It contains things like oils like ginger, fennel, etc., which are very good for our digestion. So any kind of digestive problems, diarrhea, constipation, indigestion, flatulence, and I used to get flatulence a lot in the past, and I don't anymore. Thank God. Okay, so I've pretty much talked about some of the physical uses of these essential oils. Um, Now I'll hand it over to Serena, who'll talk about the how the oils can support your emotions. Serena.
Thank you. Just a minute. Okay. So let's talk about why it's healthy to check in on our emotions. So right now, it's a time of uncertainty and chaos for a lot of us. Mental health issues, emotional health issues. We don't even know what the impact is just yet. Still in lockdown here in Melbourne. It's been 6 months since we started lockdown. And yeah, the stories are that a lot of people are suffering and having a really hard time coping with being at home and isolated and so on. So I think it's perfect that Young Living has got something that can help people with this aspect. So how does stress and negativity affect our health? Well, for one, it lowers our immunity, makes us more vulnerable to illnesses because when your body is meant to be at ease, and dis-ease just means, the absence of ease. Your your body is not comfortable, it's not functioning the way it's designed to. So when you're not well, when you're stressed, you're anxious, you are awake at night, you can't sleep. It also affects your thinking because you think of one negative thought and then it leads to another and another, and you fall into this downward spiral. It robs you of your energy and vitality. You don't have the energy to make good decisions or to make quality decisions. So it's all interconnected. So some of the benefits of essential oils, besides smelling beautiful, it easily penetrates the blood brain barrier. So the blood brain barrier is what protects our brain, protects the toxins from entering the brain. So by bypassing this barrier, it enables the benefits of the essential oils to quickly enter the brain and start delivering the therapeutic effects. So these oils may have a calming and soothing effect, may alleviate aches and pains, may promote restful sleep, may boost immunity and fight infections, and may relieve inflammation. And I say may because, of course, we don't want to overclaim. Every person's body is a little bit different, and I think it's important for us to experiment and to find out how best our body works. So what I want to share here is some of the oils that I use as part of my self-care routine. And I have a morning routine, which, is made up of several different aspects, but one of them is the use of the essential oils to set my day up for success. So currently my top 5 are Awaken, Acceptance, Believe, Frankincense, and Clarity. Now, when I say set my day up for success, success has to be what it means to you, not to somebody else. It's your own definition. And I would also say that essential oils are not a magic formula. They're just one part of a self-care routine. It's a small piece in a big puzzle, and I'm still discovering all the pieces. But I do find that this piece is a very valuable and essential one. And also the importance of being consistent because small things do add up and create a big impact over time. So let's start with Awaken. This particular blend is designed to help you gain awareness of your limitless potential, the first step towards making positive life changes. So it can be used to enhance meditation, help you visualize the manifestation of your goals so you can open up to your true authentic self. And true authentic self is, a different thing for different people. For instance, if you're someone who has found it difficult to express yourself or share what is true to you, then this could help. It also helps to release negative memories and help you move forward. into the present, because usually we are stuck in two states. Either we are stuck in the past, where we are thinking about all the mistakes we made and all the wrong choices we made, or we are anxious about the future. So that's why there's so much talk about mindfulness and learning to be present, just to be aware that right now, right here, we have the power to change things. So awaken is one of those oils. And in fact, recently I started, I put the metal roller ball onto it so that I could apply it directly. The next one I use is acceptance. Now, acceptance is one that encourages feelings of self-worth and acceptance of others. So it's something very good to have when you're going through changes, such as right now, trying to adapt to new changes or taking on new ideas. And I find this one very helpful because sometimes it's like, you get a bit fixed in your way of thinking. I know. And I think that, maybe it's my way is correct, or I have trouble accepting somebody else's point of view. So this helps me to be more open towards other people's ideas, to be calm while listening to other people's ideas, especially when they are conflicting with mine. And so it helps me with the balance of it, so I don't get too caught up in the emotional stuff. The next one I like to use is belief, and this is actually my favorite one at the moment. I'm using this to help me with my visualization of my future plans, what I want to accomplish in the next 10 years. So this helps you move to a higher level of awareness. It's got balsam fir, it's got frankincense, which I love. It encourages feelings of strength and faith. And what I do is I apply it on, let's say, behind the ears, on the wrists, on my neck. And then, when I do my meditation or my, reading the Bible or just visualizing the future, I feel it helps me to bring about that kind of emotional and spiritual balance. It gives me like a kind of motivation, I guess. And doing it consistently every morning, it becomes part of that practice. So this oil blend is uplifting, steadying, balancing, grounding, and empowering. Yeah, so this is my favorite one at the moment. Next one, this one Cheryl talked about, frankincense. I just love the smell of it. I don't know what it is about it, but if it's good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for me. It's got this earthy, uplifting aroma, very good for grounding, for spiritual connectedness. It just, just unscrewing it and just having a whiff of it is like, wow, it just transforms how you feel in that moment. And I use it directly. I put it on my wrists, or I just smell it. And it's great for prayer and meditation when you're doing your yoga. And it's great for skin too. I remember Cheryl sharing this with me about how she uses it, as part of the skincare routine. So I need to start doing that one a lot more. So like when your skin is clean, you can apply like one drop to, I've heard people say it helps them with the radiance and with anti-aging too. They use it in their skincare products. So have a look at that. And then this one, clarity. Now, sometimes we get brain fog, right? Because, too tired or too stressed and so on, and we can't think properly. So this is one of those oils that's really good for concentration. If you have to study, you have to do some research, you have to, make some big decisions, and you want to be able to focus better, this is a good one. And I think for kids going through exams too, this would be a really good one. It helps to overcome change, embrace learning on a new level, whether you're learning new things, processing new information, changing your habits, overcoming distraction, overcoming procrastination. Yeah. So this is one I use. It's got a very strong like rosemary and some other oils in it that a bit, it's got like a bitter kind of a smell to it, but it's really good for waking you up. Yeah. Okay. So that's the emotional oils that I wanted to share with you. Now, the next one is really, really good. Now, this is one of those that I'm really grateful that Cheryl shared with me. Because for many years, I have struggled with this thing called, low energy. And that was actually my nickname right up to my mid-30s. My friends called me that because I would fall asleep really easily. Like anytime you have a late meeting at night, anything that's like, 10 p.m. and anything that drags on, my gosh, I'll be the first person to nod off. Okay. So this drink is helping me with daily, my daily routine to keep going, to have energy, to connect with people online, do all my Zoom meetings, not get too fatigued, and keep that balance going. So it's got all these wonderful ingredients in it, but the chief one is the wolfberry or goji berry, which comes from the province of Ningxia in China. That's why it's called Ningxia Red. It's a red drink. It's beautiful. It's got all these antioxidants, and let's have a look. So there's some good reasons why you want to drink it every day. It's got nutrients, got antioxidants, it's got the goji berry, it's got essential oils too. It's got, if I remember correctly, it's got lemon, it's got tangerine, yuzu, I'm not sure, a couple of others. It's got naturally sweetened with stevia, so no sugar in it, and kids can drink it. So there's so many different ways of drinking. You can do it like one shot, 30 mils. Some people take 60 mils. It just depends on, your health and what you need. So I know some friends who, if they have long meetings, for corporate and all that, and then they're going to be very stressed, they'll be like drinking Ningxia Red throughout the day. And it comes in packets too, which is very convenient if you have to go to the office or go out somewhere. You just take 1 or 2 packets with you. It's better than drinking caffeine. Okay, so this one is a really good slide on why it's so good as compared to some other things, right? So it says here 1 shot of Ningxia Red is like consuming, look at the number of that, 150 strawberries, 45,000 raw almonds. Like, no way am I going to eat all that, right? So I would rather drink it because I'm quite lazy. I'm not going to go shopping for massive amounts of fruits and vegetables and all that. This is so easy. It comes to me in a bottle or in a packet, and I just drink it. The least I can do for myself. So some of the benefits: boosts natural immune function, protects your cell DNA. So we know that the DNA, that the cells are being eroded, right, day by day from oxidation and from all the chemicals, the toxic environment, and so on. So this is helping you to re-stimulate from inside your body, from the inside out. Stabilizes your blood sugar levels, helps your brain to avoid oxidative stress, supports the eyes and healthy vision, like what Cheryl says. And if you compare the antioxidant content of the Ningxia Red to all the other the fruits and vegetables out there, you can see that it's way surpasses them. So it's very concentrated. Also reduces pain and inflammation, supports healthy joints and muscles, promotes regular bowel movements. Now that's a very important one. So if you have constipation, this can help. Helps manage weight goals, nutritional benefits for heart, kidneys, and liver, supports reproductive system and pregnancy. So it's got so many good things in just that 1 bottle. And this is like a comparison chart as well, because we know there are lots of other nutritional health products out there that other people promote. So just to give you an idea, highest levels of S-ORAC activity. You can see that compared to, say, at one time I remember noni juice was like a big thing, and then there was aloe vera, and then there was this and that. So, people are always coming up with new products, which is a good thing. But right now, based on this information, it would seem that Ningxia Red is, surpasses them all. Yep. So that's what I want to share with you for Ningxia Red. And now I'll pass over to Ivy to share her testimonials. Thanks, Ivy.
Thank you, Cheryl and Serena. So as a continuation of the Ningxia Red goodness, I will talk a little bit on my experience with Ningxia Red. It is actually with my mom. I started Ningxia Red because of my mom's condition. So she was actually diagnosed with diabetic retinopathy. And let me just share what is, and we are already eating, before feeding Ningxia Red, we are already eating like minimum carbo, minimum sugar. I cut everything already. So there's nothing else I could do. Just feed her with Ningxia Red. This is scientifically I could not explain, but in real life it did really help my mom in I wouldn't say like improving, but for me at least it preserved its it is help there. So it has not really become worse. And yeah, I'm thankful for that, because yeah, it's either losing our sight, or we have to go through procedures like maybe laser, or there is something that I heard recently, that there are people who gets people's eyesight gets worse when the swelling occurs. We'll need to do some injection through eye. Yeah, that is one of the I would say trauma that I wouldn't want to put my mom through it. So yeah, I hope that this testimony gave. Of course, there are many other users to it. I mean, I use it for my I consume it for my own health, to detox, to flush. But as a healthy self, yeah, I would space out the frequency, not as much as my mom. So I will give to my mom. Actually, my dad also take Ningxia rate after his colon cancer episode, and yeah, he's doing well. He's doing great, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful. That's my short sharing for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivy. Thanks for sharing your testimony. Appreciate that. And yeah, Ningxia rate is also something that I take on a regular basis. Yeah, not just for detox and a lot of other benefits, but also because like Serena, I had low energy more ever since I donated my kidney. My energy actually plunged, and usually by this time I'm totally flat out already. This part of the day, in the afternoon. So, and Ningxia rate has actually helped me a lot. In fact, because I started work early in the morning, so by the time I came back, I was pretty tired, about to nod off, and then I just took Ningxia Nitro just before our session. So, okay, maybe I'll share my screen and just share a very short testimony. Okay, it's actually about my husband. Are you able to see my slides? Okay, well, the thing is, this is a picture of my husband's elbow. He actually, a couple of years back, he actually had a little accident. He fell and broke his wrist, and while his wrist was recovering, we used oils and helped. But he developed what we call a lipoma tumor on his arm, his like just above his elbow. And we tried all kinds of things. Doctor said, if it doesn't go away in like 6 months, the best thing is to operate. But as it is, it's harmless. It's just very inconvenient and very uncomfortable. So I did a bit of research, and then I actually found that there were 3 oils that I already had, and I could actually use them to apply on his little tumor on his arm. So he didn't want me to apply for him initially, because he thought, what essential oils? I don't need to smell good. So I had to literally catch him and to apply 3 different oils, one after the other. And I started with frankincense, and after I managed to apply and let it absorb, and then I follow up with a drop of digize, and then after it's absorbed, I finish off with lavender. So it smells really nice. And then so I managed to catch him in the first month. I was able to catch him like maybe about 3 times a week, just to apply. And then after about a month, he started to feel it. He's gone softer. It seems to have been it's getting smaller. So after that, he was a little bit more willing, and let me apply it on him almost like on a daily basis for the next about 1 to 1.5 months. And then the lump, which was like half a golf ball on his arm. So this picture is a before and after. The before was like, actually it was more like after I've it was actually bigger than that. I only decided to remember to take the picture almost close to a month into applying. So this was already a little smaller. And then after about another 1.5 months, it's like almost gone. You can't really see it. So that's what I mean by essential oils. There's so many multiple uses. The sky's the limit. You cannot imagine how many things we can actually use it for, and it's not just a regular use. And this is definitely not one of the uses I thought of when I was using those oils. So yeah, I've I think pretty much shared our testimony and come to the end of our presentation. I shall hand it over to Serena now, for those who are keen to find out more.
Thanks, Cheryl, and thanks, Ivy. I'm really excited to try your lipoma solution because, yeah, my husband has got the same issues too. So I'm going to get my digest first, run out of that. Okay, so for those who are ready to get on board and, who are excited after hearing everything that has been shared today, the best thing to do is to tell the friend who invited you that you're ready to join as a member. And your friend will show you how to enroll as a member, to place your first order, how to order your essential rewards kit if that's what you want to do. And the best thing would be to jump on a Zoom call with your friend and one of the leaders to answer your questions. So for instance, here in Melbourne, if Shanti is your connection and has brought you to, introduced you to Young Living, then I would jump on the Zoom call with Shanti and you to answer any questions and help you through the process. And what's important really is to make the most of the products once they arrive. You open everything, smell everything, try everything, enjoy them, notice how you feel, notice what changes for you in your, track your results. Really, really enjoy experimenting and share the goodness. Once you start seeing some benefits, share the goodness with your friends and family, because, everybody deserves to have good health, to have better health, especially now with everything that we're going through. And yes, so that really is as simple as that. And then welcome to the family, the Young Living family. So thank you everyone for coming along today. It's been a privilege to share all this information with you, and we really look forward to being of service. Okay.